Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad. Good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What lovely to talk. You me funny lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! Yeah, Brad Gilmore with CW and ESPN. Nathan, Catherine, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations, season 3.
Yes.
Yep, it's here.
Yep.
It's here. Let's talk about season 3 in general. Like, when you have established a character over 2 seasons, you're in the off season going into that third, and people have responded so well to season 1 and 2, and have really become attached to your characters. Catherine, does it feel like more pressure when you're going into a third season, or does it feel like relaxing, like we've settled in and we know kind of what we're doing now?
Yeah, the pressure it's amped up. It's every single season, I find, because people are so drawn to the characters and they really care deeply for these characters, and particularly it being filmed in Belfast and it's all about Belfast, you have to tread very cautiously too, because within the scripts, and it's a testament to the writing that Declan and Adam are investigative journalists, so a lot of it is pulled from very realistic situations. So you do have to tread cautiously, and you have to get it right, because you live in Belfast, so you don't want to be upsetting anybody. You don't want to be upsetting anybody, and Irish people will tell you if they don't like something. Yeah. So yeah.
You agree with that, Nathan?
Yeah, for sure. It's nerve-wracking, and it's sensitive topics in this script, or it can be, and I think it's just really important to make sure that it's authentic and that it's real and that you're doing it justice. Really, it's important.
Well, and especially living in Belfast, and is that where you're originally from?
Yeah, born and bred, city of Belfast. That's me.
So does that even have because you said you could run into somebody out there in the city and go, hey man, you're not representing the city as well as you should, or something like that if you don't get it right. What are your interactions with people in Belfast on the street when you run into them?
Of course, listen, I remember when we first started this, there was a little thing in the back of your mind as to whether you were sort of thinking, how are the people of Northern Ireland going to react to this? Because it's, as I said, it's sensitive, subjects. But saying that, I have yet to run into any single person in Belfast who hasn't had positive things to say about the show. So it's been amazing and rewarding, and and everything else, just to know that the people of Belfast and Northern Ireland, I feel, are really getting behind this show, and it's a real privilege to be able to sort of carry that. Totally. And it's also as well, I think, important to note that that it's not glamorizing the PSNI. We're seeing characters that are very, very messy. We're seeing bad eggs within the force. We're seeing you know, exploitation, very sensitive topics that are important to show. But it is you're seeing the people, and they're people first, and their careers are almost secondary in a way, and you're seeing the flaws, and hopefully people see themselves when they see these characters on screen.
I think that's why it's actually been successful, and why people get attached to the characters, because you see their vulnerabilities, you know, you
Yeah.
see they're not perfect. Like, these people are human beings, and I think that's what an audience likes to see, you know, real life people.
Well, I 100%. And if you can find kind of the, like you said, the vulnerabilities of the characters, like who can't, empathize with them or even see themselves in some of those, even if you're in a situation that maybe I don't ever find myself in, those small, like as I think you said, Catherine, the messiness of characters, everybody can relate to. But let me ask you this, like, I don't know, in the off season or coming into it, do y'all have conversations with Declan or Adam, the showrunners and creators of the show, about where you want Annie or Thomas to go next? Or do you just kind of lay out and say, when I get the script, that's when I'll start doing my work?
Yeah.
No, I think it's a really collaborative process, you know. I think the thing about it is it's kind of like a bit of both, because you have to trust the writers.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Like, they've proven that they really know how to write. Their writing is fantastic, but it's always truthful. But you know, they've always made us feel that if we ever had a suggestion, or we ever thought that something wasn't quite right, they're always open to listen to us as
Yeah.
well, you know, which is it's brilliant, you know.
And I think that was from the get-go, and Declan and Adam really stressed that from the get-go, where, because I mean, side note as well, we're all very close, which helps loads. So we can go for a pint, we can
Exactly.
chat really informally about it too. And like, if you do have like a silly question, like there's no stupid questions. So um, I think that's really important. And like, as you said, there's a trust there, and trust is everything. I think, especially with when you're on set, trust is so important, because it allows you as an actor to just step out of your comfort zone, and to surrender to it, and to do your best work, really.
Well, no, I mean, that makes sense when you have that sense of collaboration and you feel
Mm.
comfortable and to bring up an idea or a topic. And, also, to me, like the writers, obviously, they're superb. That's why they have the job. And that's why the show is so compelling. They've done such a great job writing it. But, no one's thinking about, they're thinking about the whole story. They're thinking about all the characters. But, Catherine's thinking about Annie a lot. Nathan's thinking about Thomas a lot, right? Like, and to me, you might come up with an idea that they are not considering just because your sole focus is kind of your character arc, right, Nathan?
Of course, yeah. I think that Declan and Adam, they know that as well. You know, they know that they don't have to be just in the mind of one character, as you say. They have to be in the mind of every character. And, we're in the fortunate position where, Catherine's known Annie for nearly 3 or 4 years now, and I've known Tommy for 3 or 4 years now. And, I feel like we all know our own characters, as well as anybody else. And that's why it's such a gift, that Declan and Adam are so open to collaboration.
Yeah, and they're not precious about the wording. There's the opportunity to improv,
Yeah.
which helps. And also, I mean, the smallest shift of a word or how you deliver it can completely change the trajectory of like the energy of the scene. So all of that like makes up the picture in terms of how it's received, and it's super important to have that collaboration.
Well, you're right too. When the writers are allowed, or the Adam or Declan, they allow for more flexibility in the wording, where you don't have to be word perfect, even though you can do it. And I'm sure y'all shoot it the way that it's written. But also, when you get on set, trying to figure out, what's the way that feels more natural to the character to speak this through. I mean, that's where you really start to find the magic of this show.
Hmm. And the other thing is, well, you can rehearse your lines as much as you possibly can, when you're in your house by yourself. But when you're standing in front of any one of the actors, they could very often change the whole thing up. You know what I mean? And you got to be just ready to react and listen to whatever it is they're giving to you. Like I'll tell you something quickly. In the first series, I was with Richard Dormer in the car, who played Jerry, and we were on our way to the scene, and he said to me, "Oh, by the way, I've rewritten the whole scene, but don't worry, you'll be fine." I was like, "What? What do you mean you've rewritten it?" He was like, "No, I cleared it with Adam Declan. I've rewritten the whole scene. Just go with the flow." And I was like, okay. And the scene I thought it turned out really great. You know, it was the scene where Jerry is telling Tommy about his relationship with Happy Kelly, and you know how they came into contact with each other and how they become friends, and it worked. So that's an example of how, you know, you can plan as much as you want, but sometimes you just got to be prepared to go with the flow and throw all your plan out the window.
Totally. So I mean, it's the beauty of being in the moment, right? Where, like, even with season 3, there was one scene with me, Annie and Shane, and there's one line that Frank actually put in himself, and it's become like the major line of season 3. And naturally Declan's raging about it because like, everybody keeps quoting it.
Yeah, he's like, that's the only line I didn't write,
That I
for
didn't.
flip's sake.
But yeah, it's the beauty of it. It's being in the moment.
Being in the moment. Well, you know what? I really enjoyed this moment of this conversation that we share with each other today. Congratulations again, Series 3. Go to 30. Why don't we just keep it going? You know, let's keep it going. Katherine, Nathan, I appreciate y'all so much.
Brad, thanks, man. Thank you.
Later.
Y'all have a good one.